Hey y'all, welcome back to another video with Life of Chess. This is for Beyond the Gates, the spoilers, the week of June 16th through the 20th. Okay, so first thing first, well, y'all gotta wait till I tell y'all what the spoilers is, unless y'all already seen it. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. But let me turn these comments on subscribe so it can block out the spam. Let me see. Okay, y'all, so I did it now. Okay, where we gonna start? We're gonna start with the promo. Then we're gonna start with the spoilers. So the promo, it showed Madison and Chelsea. They at Chelsea's house and they end up kissing. Martin got the guy hemmed up against the wall and he's asking him why he's talking to him and what he wants as well as who he is. Look like Ashley is dreaming of Andre and she's laying in bed. Andre standing up there with his shirt off, but according to the spoilers, like that's not gonna be Andre. That's gonna be Derek. But what else? Andre is talking to Danny. He ends up telling Danny that they need to talk. And she says, are you trying to tell me my daughter needs to know that we're sleeping together? Haley is asking Bill what's going on. They out of the hospital, or he's out of the hospital. Bill is on the phone. He's saying he wants to take out a life insurance policy, and he's looking over his shoulder. And I'm like, has he finally seen that something's up? What has led him to this point? But yeah, he looking over his shoulder trying to make a life insurance policy. Now, he could just be looking over his shoulder trying to make sure she doesn't know or assume that, he's planning his death or anything like that. What else? Let's see. Nicole has an envelope when she shows up to Ted's hotel room. She ends up saying she needs to do this, and he said, let's get this done. And I said, no, they finna get a divorce. But okay. And this are the spoilers for the week of June 16th through the 20th. Vanessa plays a high-stakes game with Joey. Ashley and Derek's relationship status changes. Martin's past comes rushing back. Naomi confides in Andre. Vanessa decides what she will or won't. I ain't right there, right? Hold on. Vanessa decides what she will or won't sacrifice for Doug. Smitty urges Martin to seek treatment for his hallucinations. Danny and Andre make a stunning confession. Andre gives Ted relationship advice. Chelsea and Madison take a big step in their relationship. Bill's recovery leaves Haley with more questions than answers. How? Okay. Kat has high expectations for Tomas. Naomi vows to help June recover her most cherished possessions. What else do they got? Smitty's investigation threatens to expose secrets. Brandon takes matters into his own hands. Vanessa leans into her new partnership with Joey. And Nicole has life-changing news for Ted. That's all the spoilers they got, y'all. So first is the Vanessa situation. I said somehow, let me read it first. Vanessa. Vanessa plays a high-stakes game with Joey. And the other thing says that Vanessa leans into her new partnership with Joey. And she decides what she will or won't sacrifice for Doug. And I said, Doug, just call her a rat right now. Even though she knows what Joey's up to. I said, she gonna hit the sack with him again. I'd be shocked if she don't hit the sack with him again. I would really be shocked. Because I'm like, dude, she was upset. I feel like she was more upset at Joey than she was at her husband. And she assumed that her husband was cheating because she was cheating. Then I said, I don't know what to say about what's his name, Doug. I be getting them confused, y'all. Hold on. I definitely be getting them confused. But yeah, they said that she's supposed to be playing some type of high stakes game with him, and she's supposed to lean into, their partnership. I said, this is not gonna work out. Don't they supposed to be getting investigated? Isn't Joey getting investigated by Jacob now? And the dude, what's his name? The one they said finna retire. Malone, whatever his name is. Yeah, what happened to this storyline? The Leslie thing kind of took over, and it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. I don't even think they mentioned Leslie this week. Let me see. No, they don't mention her this week, y'all. They don't mention anything about her. But yeah, with the Vanessa thing, I feel like her and Joey gonna continue to sleep around. We'll see though. Ashley and Derek. Yeah, that's one I want to talk about for sure. Looks like she said yes. Now, I don't know for sure because we haven't seen the episode, but it says Ashley and Derek's relationship status changes. They show her in the promo. She's laying in bed or whatever, and Andre is standing right there. So I'm thinking that she's dreaming that it's him. My thing is I think she's dreaming that it's Andre because he got on the same clothes when he's talking to Danny. And I said, I think she finally starting to really realize that she has feelings for Andre. I think she really is. And then Andre over here giving her advice. I said, dude, you giving her advice trying to be a good friend, but at the same time, you secretly hoping that they end things because you want her for yourself. You want her for yourself. So I don't know what him and Danny got going on over here. I seen some people saying that they definitely want them to be together, Danny and Andre. But I said, don't y'all see that he wants somebody else? I don't know. I said she don't need nobody else who wants somebody else. She already done dealt with what's his name, Bill, and she can't even leave Bill alone. Done walked in there and turned these folks like so. She done walked in these folks. Haley over here rolling her eyes. You better roll her up out of there. Rolling your eyes when Daddy came in. Did y'all see the episode Friday? When she came in, Bill and Haley was under the cover together, just laid in the hospital bed or whatever. She done came in here turning on their lights and stuff. Talking about something. What she said? Get busy living or get busy dying or some type of thing she said. And I was like, Haley was just standing up there. I think Danny had said she wanted to talk about Chelsea or fill him in on Chelsea, and she was just standing up there rolling her eyes. I said, you better roll her up out of here. Y'all in the perfect place to handle her. Nah, just a little joke, y'all. Let me see. Did we finish with Ashley and Derek? I already said basically they relationship it's over. I said, I know. I said, why would you go propose to her? He told Naomi, he said, it's the only way or whatever. I said, y'all arguing because y'all was living together. Then when y'all stopped living together, y'all still arguing or whatever about not seeing each other or whatever. And what led you to think that that was a good idea? I don't know. I ain't seen one person that want them together now. We'll see how long they last. Then when he first was about to move in, I don't know if he was about to move in or he was talking to her about moving in or whatever. Y'all remember that episode? They was at her place and she thought he was about to propose. He was like, well, he said, God, no, or whatever. And he's like, no, I didn't mean it like that or whatever. I was like, you definitely meant it like that. You definitely meant it like that. What else? Martin. So if you didn't see Friday's episode, let me do a little recap. So y'all know Martin been having these hallucinations because apparently he did something back in the day and it's slowly starting to come back or whatever. So we've been seeing him think about that a lot lately. So the little waitress dude, or whatever he is, the server dude, that's been following him everywhere. So he finally came after he seen Brandon got up and left. He came behind him and whispered, what he said, what color is your money or something like that. So Martin's supposed to hem him up against the wall, y'all. He's supposed to be questioning him. He's supposed to be looking all scared. I said, what you looking scared for? I said, why are you looking scared? But yeah, they said Martin's past comes rushing back. Brandon's supposed to take matters into his own hands, trying to cover it up still. I said, at this point, it's about to come out. Then looks like he finally tells Smitty part of it, that he's having hallucinations. Yeah, he's supposed to finally tell Smitty that he's having hallucinations because Smitty's supposed to tell him. Let me find it first. Let me make sure. It says Smitty urges Martin to seek treatment for his hallucinations, so he finally tells him that part. I don't think he's going to tell him the other part based on the other spoiler. It says Smitty's investigation threatens to expose secrets. So he ain't tell everything. He definitely didn't, but Smitty finna uncover it. I've been saying from the jump that Smitty was going to be the one to uncover it. Then I also said, but I don't think that's going to be true though. The other thing that I said was that maybe Martin only talked to Smitty to begin with because he knew that he was on the case back then. Who knows at this point? I could be wrong, but yeah, because he seemed like he way more into him than he's into him, but we'll see. Then he always trying to tell him what to do. Oh, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. I said, yeah, Smitty gonna get sick of him one way or another. Who else we got? Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? It said Naomi confides in Andre, so I don't know what that's going to be about. Maybe about Bill and what's going on with him or something. We already talked about Vanessa. We already talked about Smitty. Danny and Andre make a stunning confession. They supposed to talk about what Kat and Chelsea seen when he came there or whatever. He's supposed to tell her. And she's supposed to be saying, are you trying to tell me that my daughter and niece know we're sleeping together? No, so it's about time to come out anyway. And y'all know what I'm about to say because I say it on every review. I wanted to see Bill walk in on Andre, or excuse me, I wanted to see Bill walk in on Andre and Danny to see his reaction. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him walk in on them to see his reaction. Because if he acted that way over Pamela, I can only assume that he's going to act that way in regards to Danny and Andre. But that's the time. They almost had Vernon walk in. I said, that's the wrong person. What Bill at? Bill need to come over. Before they end, they look, what they call it anyway? Situationship or whatever they got going on. Before they end it, they need to have him come over there and see them together or something. What else? Let's see. Chelsea and Madison take a big step in their relationship. They supposed to be kissing. Y'all don't know if they gonna sleep together or whatever. But That's what they say. Chelsea and Madison take a big step in their relationship. Bill's recovery. That's the one thing I definitely want to talk about. It said Bill's recovery leaves Haley with more questions than answers. So I'm wondering, like, what's that about? Did y'all see the preview on Friday? Where he's standing up talking to her and she wanted to know what was going on, and then he's also on the phone trying to get a life insurance policy, and he's like looking over his shoulder. So at first I was assuming that he's trying to test her. Now he could not be trying to test her. It could just be him, getting some information and not wanting her to know about it or something. But yeah, I was assuming he was testing her. But we'll see. Cause that show was like she was standing up there at one point. I think when Tomas came, it might have been when Danny came. But either way it go, she was standing up there and she had this look on her face, and I was like, what's she up to? Y'all know we've been saying it's something about her. Maybe she's not pregnant. Maybe she is pregnant. Maybe she's trying to get money because of that episode where she was sitting at the doggone table and she ends up asking him. She told him, she said, if I'm not mistaken, she said it was a good thing that he didn't, cancel that trust fund policy. And that's when Bill was like saying that he could contact the person right now and have payments transferred immediately. And she's like, I don't want to talk about money right now. Girl, you brought it up. You brought up the money situation. What she talking about? I said that when I did my review. I was like, how you gonna tell him you don't want to talk about money? You the one that brought it up. I said, people always, they sit over here and be like, I don't want to talk about that. Or no, it's not that. When they the one who said it. When they the one who said it. Who else we got? Hold on. Let's see. Cat, it just said Cat has high expectations for Tomas. I still think that he's gonna end up with Eva. I definitely feel like he's gonna end up with Eva. Her obsession with Eva is what's gonna lead to it. It's partially what's gonna lead to it. Now I do agree with Dana when she was like saying like, take your time, because you don't know if Tomas is really a good dude or not, or if he's just pretending, because they do be pretending to get what they want. And I feel like she's gonna end up sleeping with him, and he's gonna want her sister. That's what I think. I'm calling it now. He's gonna end up sleeping with her, because she already hinted Friday when she was talking to Chelsea, and I think it was Chelsea and Tomas, and they was talking about them living together, and she made some comment about privacy and they not sharing a bed or a room together and stuff like that. I said, yeah, she finna slip up. She finna slip up and sleep with him. He's gonna want Eva, and he know it's talking about something. They got something special. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, I definitely feel like she's gonna end up hooking up with him. But I was saying, like, she's so obsessed with taking Eva down that's interfering. Like, he spend more time with Eva at this point. He definitely do. That's why Eva was shocked. Eva was definitely shocked when he turned down the kiss. What else? We already talked about Smitty. Like I said, the only thing they got about Kat is that she has high expectations for Tomas. Naomi vows to help June recover her most cherished possessions. Y'all know we've been saying, like, maybe June is connected to somebody in town. Maybe she's connected to Haley. Maybe she's the Barbara lady and she forgot her memory. Somebody said she's too young. I was like, I don't know. If that's the lady that I know from other shows, she ain't that young. She look young. Maybe because of the makeup and how they got her style and stuff. But yeah, I still haven't figured out what that lady who's playing June name is. I don't know what she played in, but I know she played in something. I know she do. If not, she got to look alike. But yeah, they saying she could be Haley's mother. She could be Barbara's daughter or something like that, instead of actually Barbara. Because y'all know I was saying it was Barbara, because that's what it sounded like. That's who she sounded like. Unless, the writers just had her read the part or something. But yeah, that's what they're saying about June. Naomi's supposed to help her get her cherished possessions. Maybe it's gonna be something in there that links her to Haley or Barbara or what's the name of that group? The Articulates or whatever their name is. Yeah, maybe that's what it's gonna be. We already talked about Brandon's probably taking matters into his own hands. That's about Martin, because they showed him on the phone saying he's back. So I'm assuming he's gonna be talking to either Bill or Anita. I just thought about Bill. At first I said Anita Friday. But yeah, it could be Bill, because Bill's supposed to be help. And maybe that's also what Haley was talking about when she asked him what's going on. I said I want to tell Haley Dilly freaking squad, because I don't think people be realizing. Hold on, let me make sure. I think the last thing we're going to talk about is Nicole. But I don't think people be realizing, like with the Bill and Haley situation, she was okay with sneaking around and sleeping with somebody else's husband. So what make you think she trustworthy? What make you think? Because I think when Martin was trying to talk to Bill and stuff like that, he was like, anything you got to say, you can say in front of my wife and all this other stuff. And he be talking about his cases in front of her and just all that. And I was like, if people like that, If she's willing to do that, knowing he got a wife and stuff like that, what make you think? What make you think? What make you think that you can trust her with all this information? Not to mention another thing, Tomas. He's trusting Tomas. If people think that he's undercover, they think he's undercover. They think he's trying to take Bill's job. I don't know. I do not know. But we should see. We shall see. The last thing is Nicole and Ted. So it says Nicole has life-changing news for Ted. They show her with a yellow envelope in her hand, and she's walking up. She's at the hotel, his hotel room. She goes in, and that's when she was like, she need to do this or whatever, and he's like, let's get it done. So I'm like, is they about to get divorced already? I said, dang. I said, now I understand though, because he did cheat. So, you know, y'all always got to take your time and stuff like that. That's really supposed to be a deal breaker, but people don't make it a deal breaker. But yeah, I was like, I wasn't expecting. Now we don't know for sure, but yeah, she's supposed to be saying she need him to do this, and he gonna say let's get it done. So we assuming that they finna get a divorce. I said, what's the name? Leslie, crazy wig lady, is gonna be excited about that, y'all. She definitely gonna be excited about that. But yeah, them all the spoilers, y'all. And again, they haven't uploaded the Bold and Beautiful spoilers. So I'm waiting on them to do it. And that's the last video for spoilers that I gotta do. It probably won't be till Monday, y'all. But yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day, a great weekend, and be safe.